What if I told you military service didn't make these idols stronger? It broke them. We're not talking about a few missed concerts or some shaved heads. We're talking about panic attacks, leaked medical records, suicide attempts, and lives changed forever. From G-Dragon being stalked in the showers, to BTS's RM nearly collapsing from insomnia and depression, this isn't the glorified Enlistment PR tour. This is the dark truth K-pop never talks about. So here's a challenge, watch till the end and tell me, was it really worth it? Mandatory military enlistment in South Korea is treated like a rite of passage. But for K-pop idols, people who've spent their whole lives under public scrutiny, it can become a silent war. 18 months of isolation. No fans, no cameras, no managers to step in, just you, your thoughts, and a military system that doesn't care who you are. Some push through, others get crushed. Let's start with one of the most haunting cases. Joon, former MBLAQ member, rising actor, and a man who hid his panic disorder behind a confident smile. Despite knowing the risks, he enlisted in active duty. Why? Maybe pride, maybe pressure. At first, things looked good. He ranked first during basic training, a huge accomplishment. But then, the cracks started showing. Whispers started leaking. Joon had allegedly attempted to take his own life in the barracks, even showing his wounds to a superior. His agency denied it, but fans weren't so sure. Why? Because shortly after, he was reassigned from active duty to a public service worker role, a move only done when someone is medically or mentally unfit to serve. His panic attacks returned stronger than ever, his mental state spiraled, his career paused, and even after his discharge, he wasn't the same. But if Joon's case was terrifying, Leeteuk's was outright tragic. Super Junior's Leeteuk, a national idol and leader figure, also pushed himself into active duty, despite a herniated disc injury and the option to avoid it. Why? Because he felt he had to be a role model. But the price? During service, Leeteuk's father took his own life, along with both of Leeteuk's grandparents. Grief, isolation, pressure to lead even in mourning. In a live stream in 2025, Leeteuk revealed he had suicidal thoughts every day during that period, and that he still carries the scars. Even worse, his management told him not to request early discharge. Why? Because it would damage his image. He had to push through on meds that didn't help, while vomiting, breaking down, performing. Still think idols are pampered during service? Wait until you hear what they did to G-Dragon. G-Dragon, global icon, fashion king, target of obsession. From the moment he entered the military, soldiers began writing an observation diary. That's right. One soldier documented everything: his moles, tattoos, what meds he took, even the brand of his underwear. This wasn't a notebook, this was stalking. And it didn't stop there. Soldiers hung around communal showers, trying to catch glimpses of him. Fans harassed base staff just to see him. Even his medical records were leaked. And who leaked them? A military physician. Yup, someone who took an oath to protect. Dispatch published his diagnosis. The public turned it into a scandal, accusing G-Dragon of faking illness. Reality? He was in chronic pain, harassed, spied on, left unprotected. And then came the Burning Sun scandal. Right in the middle of his service, guilt by association, legacy questioned, public faith shaken. He came out of the military, but something stayed broken. Then there's RM, the philosopher, the poet, the unshakable leader of BTS. Or at least, that's who we all believed he was. But in 2025, the image of the calm, composed Namjoon shattered. Behind the perfect posture and carefully chosen words was a man unraveling. During his enlistment, RM revealed he developed insomnia so severe that he stayed awake for nearly 78 hours straight. "I thought I might die," he admitted quietly, not in a dramatic way, but with the exhausted honesty of someone who genuinely believed it. He was stuck in a small military dorm with 20 other men, snoring, teeth grinding, sleep deprivation. Silence was non-existent. And even when the lights were off, his mind didn't stop. As if that wasn't enough, something else exploded. Not a bomb, but a scandal. The ADOR and Min Hee-jin controversy. It blew up during his enlistment, dragging him further into mental chaos. He wasn't just dealing with military stress. He was dealing with the fallout of the very industry he once led. And suddenly, the words stopped coming. For the first time in his entire career, RM didn't write a single song. Not one lyric, not one verse, nothing. The man who used music to process heartbreak, confusion, even joy, was now numb. He started therapy. He needed medication just to function. And when the sun set, he feared the night. Even today, months after discharge, RM admits he's still afraid of falling asleep. He's home now, reconnecting with fans, laughing again, on the surface. But behind those gentle smiles and thoughtful streams, the scars are still there. And if someone like RM, the one who held BTS together for over a decade, fell apart so completely, what chance did someone like SHINee Taemin ever have?
Taemin was never your typical idol.
이태민입니다. 국방부 군무지원단 군악대대입니다. 일병 2호입니다. 특기는 보컬입니다. 인프피입니다. 가장 희귀한 인프피입니다. 가창을 한 영상을 이제 찍어서 그 국방부 빅마마 선배님들의 체념이라는 곡을 불렀습니다. 기도를 열심히 하자인 것 같습니다.
He wasn't just a dancer, or a singer, or a star. He was art. The kind of artist who feels things too deeply, who bleeds emotion into every move, every note. So when he broke down before enlistment, crying on a live stream, unable to speak, fans knew. This wasn't going to be easy for him. And it wasn't. From the very beginning, Taemin was treated like a spectacle in the military. Every time he entered the dining hall, eyes followed him. In the showers, he was watched. People stared, whispered. Some even tried to take photos of him naked. Taemin became so uncomfortable he had to change his shower schedule just to feel safe. He stopped going when others did, just to avoid the feeling of being hunted. And behind those quiet changes, something darker was brewing. Whispers started circulating. He's not well. He's breaking. He's disappearing. Then came the confirmation. On January 14th, 2022, SM Entertainment released a statement. Taemin was being transferred from the military band to a public service role. The reason? Severe and worsening depression and anxiety. Even before enlistment, Taemin had been battling these demons, but the military made them unbearable. He had to be medicated every single day, receiving his pills like clockwork during dinner. Yet, even on the hardest days, he forced himself to smile. He played with younger soldiers, cracked jokes, pretended he was okay. But the truth? He was barely holding on. Fellow soldiers later admitted he was drowning in pain, but still tried to comfort them. He wasn't seen as a human being in the barracks. He was a celebrity, a curiosity, a moving target. Some even claimed that when he first arrived at base, he was approached over and over for autographs, treated like a meet and greet, not a man facing the fight of his life. Even his meals weren't peaceful. Eyes tracked every bite, every movement. He was living inside a glass box. And slowly, silently, Taemin crumbled. When he was finally discharged, fans noticed something had changed. His voice, his energy, they weren't the same. But then, little by little, he started to glow again. He danced again, laughed again. He was back, not completely, but he was healing. Because somehow, even after being torn apart, Taemin chose to come back stronger. What do all these stories have in common? They're not just isolated tragedies. They're systemic. The military doesn't treat idols as humans. It treats them like products, or worse, public property. And these aren't just stars. They're sons, friends, humans. Many never fully recover. Their mental health struggles continue for years. So now let me ask you again, was it worth it? If serving your country breaks your mind, was it ever the right system? Drop a comment, share your thoughts. And if you care about these idols, share their stories.
Subscribe to Idol Insider for more raw, emotional stories from the K-pop world. And yes, we've got exclusive giveaways in the description. Check it out.
Because some voices deserve to be heard, even after the music stops.